I guess we'll just do 10 seconds of silence and then we'll start.
Okay, let me mute.
Unless Alejandro has any objections or anything else to say.
I'm just confused why we always do 10 seconds of silence and it's never like, it doesn't really serve a function or a purpose.
It does for me, because when I have to edit the podcast, I see that there's 10 seconds where there's no sound or audio, and it makes it easy to find when I'm trying to find the start point.
Okay.
That's why I always start like cracking up when you start talking during, because then it just makes my job a little harder. And I'm like, God damn it, Alejandro.
Okay, 10 seconds of silence just for that.
Nah, fuck that. That's going to be the cold open. We are live. Welcome to the Mixed Martial Angst.
I always assumed it was because you were at some point you were always going to put music on, and then you never put music on, and you just put it like there. And so, like, what the fuck are we waiting for?
No, it's so I can find it. Oh, God damn it, Alejandro. Anyway, welcome.
But never have a normal opening.
I'm trying to do the intro, Alejandro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Sure. Welcome to the Mixed Martial Angst podcast. I'm your host, Ben Cohn. Joining me today, we got Alejandro and Bilal on mute. Bilal, say go fuck yourself, please. 10 seconds of silence while Bilal says go fuck yourself.
He's in traffic, probably trying to save his life.
Yeah, you can say it yourself.
All right, go fuck yourself, Ben. Welcome to the 34th. We're professionals. Anyway, fights happened last night, and
a lot of people went to sleep.
So,
yeah,
a lot of people did go to sleep. Oh,
Mexican dude went to sleep. Sadness. He went to fucking sleep, dude. Kind of like Holly Holm went to sleep. Like they made the same mistake.
Oh, it's mean but true.
No, but it's the truth. Like, don't throw an inside low kick if you're not gonna set it up with your hands when you're like in
stand there on one leg. When Amanda Nunez is
well, she was trying to kiai, but okay. Like, this is gonna sound horrible, but I think she was trying.
We're gonna get there. First off, thank you all for joining us. Like I said, please follow us on Twitter at Mixed Martial Angst P or MMAngst P. My bad. Or subscribe to the YouTube channel Mixed Martial Angst Podcast. So MMAngst Podcast. We're on SoundCloud. You can support us, share shit like that. Also, buy some beef jerky from me.
Yeah, buy Ben's meat.
Yes, take my meat.
It's kosher.
It is kosher. UFC 239 happened, and it was headlined by two title fights. Jon Jones versus Thiago Santos is the headliner, then was followed by...
No, we're fucking wrong or what? Thiago Santos did... I remember I said that Holly Holm had a better chance for victory than Thiago Santos.
Well, I think the thing that we didn't take into account really was just how big of a fucking ego Jon Jones has. And I think that's the defining factor, because rather than shoot a takedown on a one-legged range kickboxer who's doing massive damage to you, he decided to stand right in front of him, pressure him while doing pretty much no damage. Just like he fought the dumb.
Yeah.
Like that was a really dumb fight. Jon Jones fought.
Yeah, it was like. Fight. No, but okay.
That was a dumb fight.
He always does it. He always does this. Like it's been a while since he actually relied actively on his wrestling. So he's been fighting this.
Just finished Gustafsson in the third by taking him down and beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, but it's not like he relied on it for the duration of the fight. And Gustafsson
against Gustafsson.
Yeah. No, this was a strange fight. This was like a one-legged man fighting another one-legged man until the two-legged man became a one-legged man.
Wait, what?
No, that this was a one-legged man fighting a two-legged man. And then over time, the two-legged man became a one-legged man also. So we had a fight between two one-legged men. Only two legs were working at some point in this fight by both competitors.
Well, I guess. Fine if you want to phrase it like that. But we also know that Jones should have probably taken him down in round 2.
But he didn't. Then suddenly
No,
Thiago Santos showed up. He showed up correct. Thiago Santos, people keep saying, "Oh, he's a wild man. He's doing this thing," but no, he showed up to fight a very conservative, kickboxing fight, very meats and potatoes.
Oh yeah, it was a very controlled fight. He clearly planned well. They game planned very well.
Yeah, props for American top team, because that was what beats Jon Jones. They said meats and potatoes, kickboxing, and that's what he did.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. It's just that. Look, people are first of all, Dana White saying that it was clear as day, and anybody scoring that for Santos should never judge again.
He's doing the thing again. First of all,
let's get the cards on. We scored this. We both scored this for Santos. We scored at 1-2-5 Santos.
We did. But why make money with a potentially compelling fight down the line on pay-per-view when you can just shit all over it and turn your income to zero?
Well, the thing is that a lot of people were talking about how there actually seems like they have other plans for Jones.
Yeah, well, maybe he might fight DC if he beats Stipe, so they're holding on to that. But I don't know what else he's going to do. Who's he going to fight in the meantime after Thiago Santos? Who in heavyweight is close? Rockhold didn't work out.
It might be they're planning to do a DC Jones rematch regardless.
Yeah, but at light heavyweight again? That's not compelling for me. Even if he loses to Stipe?
Okay, so maybe they'll do Jones 3, but they might just do Cormier Jones 3 anyway.
I have no interest in watching that, honestly.
I agree.
Maybe at heavyweight something will be different. I don't know. Jon Jones, now we know. It's funny because this fight told us that this idea that Jon Jones had, that you can just cycle through your Jackson Wink pre-programmed subroutines, only very rarely leads to you getting finished if you have some working kickboxing base, and he's not entirely dwarfing you with reach, and if he doesn't want to grapple.
Well, that's the thing. It's entirely possible that if Jones moves up, we just see the return of wrestler Jones. It's very possible. I don't know.
I think so. I think so because
if Jones moves up, I think he's going to take it seriously. I don't think he's going to risk just getting blown out of the water on the feet.
No, I agree with you, because we have seen him hit that big Winklejohn moment when it doesn't appear like you're going to improve anymore in your stand-up. He's there right now.
He's been there for a while.
Yeah, but now we know, now we have enough information to make that claim and say it confidently enough.
Yeah, I just want to see Jones wrestle again, because his striking is honestly not that great.
Yeah.
I mean, from a technical perspective, he's doing it against guys. He's able to do it against most guys just because he's Jones and he's a physical specimen.
And because of the light heavyweight division.
Yeah, and honestly, if he actually had a really good striking coach, he'd probably be a really fucking good striker.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'd be able to walk up to heavyweight with his... He does have kind of a lack of finishing ability. And I don't think he can't hurt people. Obviously, he can hurt people, with his spinning shit and the crazy wild shit he does.
But he needs
plenty of finishes, but
he needs that sort of
stopping power. Right. Yeah. He needs to land something completely crazy in order to get that kind of finish going, for the most part. A head kick,
Yeah, no, so he needs that length. He needs length and he needs reach,
Correct.
like significant. And when you put him in there with someone that has like a technical base, that shit goes out the window. And what do
No,
you
man,
do? Well, you hang in there and you cycle through your things.
we don't want to confuse things. No, we're not saying heavyweight is the bastion of great kickboxing skills.
No, it's not.
Or any skills. What we're saying is that
Right.
Jones relies heavily on that reach parity, on the feet specifically. On the ground, it's kind of an interesting thought process. It's kind of an interesting thought experiment to me because, he hasn't really utilized his wrestling in a long time, but would he be able to at heavyweight? I don't know. But if he can, will he be able to
I don't
control
think
people
so.
like he used to at light heavyweight? Like, I don't know, but I'm really interested to find out. However, on the feet, you have a lot of guys in the heavyweight division who have much larger or have reaches that are relatively similar. Stipe Miocic, I think, is an 80-inch reach.
Francis
He's
Ngannou,
6'4".
Curtis Blades.
Ngannou, I think, is an 80-inch reach also. I think, Curtis Blades has a really long reach and is much bigger than Jones too. And again, like unless Jon puts on a ton of weight and just becomes a powerhouse striker, which I guess like could happen, but like I don't see that.
He's also not that large, like at heavyweight. He won't be
He's
that
not that
large.
big. I mean, his upper body is pretty solid, but his lower body is it's not there.
Yeah. Imagine Joe trying to kickbox with Ngannou.
Well,
Just
honestly,
imagine this fight
against
with
Ngannou, I could see him just like kicking the crap out of his legs and body for the entire fight, and Ngannou just waiting to punch him.
No, I can see that Ngannou at some point is gonna touch him with something, gonna get the reach.
Again, that's the
be
thing.
like,
Ngannou only lands those counters when he's countering punches. We haven't seen him counter a kick with punches.
Well, he just takes the kick, but how much damaging are Jon Jones like kicks?
Doesn't need to be
heavyweight.
It doesn't need to be damaging. We've seen Ngannou just watch Derek Lewis kick him from the outside for.
Yeah, but that was fucked up in the head, Ngannou. This is not the same anymore.
You don't know that. We haven't seen him face a single person who even tried to do that.
Well, we know that Joker kicks.
Hold on. Isn't that what we saw with Volkanovski Aldo? Like, it's just like Aldo never got the chance to really let loose because he never really had.
No, but it's not the same because those were like commensurate in technique. They were commensurate in technique, and I don't think
hold on. I disagree because Ngannou is a very specific fighter. He counters your overhand looping punches and shit like that with his insane speed and athleticism, and his timing is really good too. But he's never shown anything else. So I'm not going to assume that the two times we've seen him do something different where it cost him in the forms of losses, that we should expect otherwise. He can't pressure because he doesn't have the gas tank for it. So he has to sit and wait for you. And the one time that the guy just didn't throw punches at him, but just threw kicks from the outside, he just stood there. So
you're saying that 25 minutes. Okay, so let's put the thing to the test. 25 minutes. You don't think that Jon Jones, even with his Michael Winkeljohn striking, is going to at some point run into some kind of trouble against Francis Ngannou?
I didn't say that. I said that the chances of him beating Ngannou are actually quite high compared to some of the other heavyweights, despite the fact that Ngannou is the scariest one.
I don't think so. I don't think
the only reason I hesitate to say that is because Ngannou threw leg kicks in his last fight.
Okay, fair enough.
Otherwise, the stylistic matchup, I can totally see Jones just staying on the outside and kicking a lot, and that's it. And then it's just a boring ass decision. That's it. I have no problem stating that as my case. I think that he would have a much harder time against Stipe Miocic than he would against.
Definitely, he definitely would. Because he actually has like educated hands, and he can grapple.
Correct. He's also pretty fast himself. I mean, he's not as fast as Cormier is at heavyweight, but he's not slow. And we might see him slow down a little bit if he tries to put on weight. Also, we should talk about the actual fight. Santos blew out his knee in the second round. The first round, he clearly won. The third round, Jones clearly won. All the other rounds were kind of like arguable both ways. I'm not going to pretend this was a robbery. I scored at 3-2 for Santos. So did you.
No, like
either of us are calling this a robbery. But
yeah, it's a close. Like, let's get to the numbers. Let's get to the numbers because this is already.
I already know the numbers of the rounds that are in question. I think in round 2, Jones outstruck him in significant strikes 11-7. So he outstruck him by 4, or 11-8. Sorry, and so he outstruck him by 3. But Santos landed the much cleaner shots, the better shots, in my opinion. So I scored that round for Santos. Pretty straightforward, in my opinion. Like, it's just damage beats volume, and especially when there's not that much volume. Round 3, we know already Jones won. Round 4, he scored 5 more. I think he scored 5 or 6 more strikes. And in round 5, he was, what?
11-8 was round 4.
Sorry, so 3 more strikes in round 4 and 4 more strikes in round 2 then, right?
Yeah, and round 5 was 16-11.
So 5 more strikes. Round 5, he landed nothing of significance. Jones landed not a single strike that did any sort of damage to him. It's not a good sign for a fighter to score a fight for a fighter who didn't do as much damage to their opponent as their opponent did to themselves. Is really hard. I think really hard for me.
Yeah, it's a strange one, this fight, because a lot of it was predicated on the aesthetic momentum of the fight, and since Santos looked hurt because he hurt himself. Yeah, I know, but it was like, what I'm saying is like the appearances of the fight, of when like it matched the kind of fight where somebody is winning like heavily, like he has like a heavy lead, but that's not what was happening here. He was not the one doing. He was sort of leading the dance, but he wasn't like putting the moves together, if it makes any sense. Like, he was touching him for the most part. He was touching him. And in the rounds that we gave to Santos, like, and the second round, like, Jon Jones landed an elbow and Santos fell. But I thought that was more because of the leg than because of the strike itself. Like, he just kept falling all over the place. And he got up like nothing happened. So it's not like that was like a hard strike. It's just what happened. Like, he just fell. And he landed the harder shots anyways. So, I mean, the second round, I think, is the one that is kind of in contention. But I still give it to Santos. Like, I remember thinking that he didn't have much of a shot, but I guess it was fucking wrong. He did pretty well, I think. I think this garners at least like talk of a rematch that you can actually, so that you could build it down the line, because the fucking schedule has demands. So it doesn't hurt you to have this in your back pocket. But fucking Dana White. Anyways.
Yep, Dana White.
Well, yeah. I also want to mention Santos's meat and potatoes kickboxing.
Yeah.
Especially in the pocket, because Jones looked fucking awkward every time he kind of had to move his head out to have a punch, and basically any time when he couldn't just stiff arm Santos away.
Well, which was most of the times, because anytime Santos actually threw punches, he knew he was in range.
Yeah, and he aimed to the middle of the punches
out of range.
No, he did, but not many.
I'm saying for the most part. I'm not saying he didn't throw any. A lot of the punches, some of the punches he landed
to the chest. Yeah, I know, but he did land to the chest in order to sort of gauge the range.
Oh yeah, but for some reason those are not counted as shots that land. Dude, I don't know why.
Leg kicks are not landed, are not counted on either. Like, well, I know they are, but like by the judge, it's as if you didn't land them.
You misunderstand me. I don't think they count punches to the chest necessarily if they're aimed for the head. I don't understand. Because
no, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't listen to
It's so weird. I don't understand it. I don't listen. I see the argument for Jones winning, but My issue is that we changed the criteria to be damage. I don't see how anybody can argue that Jones did more damage than Santos did.
Santos did more damage to himself even.
Yes.
I said.
By
the way, a couple things. One, apparently when the translation for what Santos said, someone tweeted about it online, is that he said it more like he dislocated his kneecap or something like that, as opposed to like the ACL tear that Rogan was talking about. That was the more literal translation. I don't know if that's the case. It might be his ACL also. I don't know, but
let's hope it's not
people can understand what Santos was trying to say. In addition, it does take a lot less time to heal something like that, so that's actually a good thing, is my understanding. Because I know somebody who's fucked up their actual patella. The second thing is Joe Rogan didn't shut the fuck up about how I don't get it. How is Santos kicking with that leg? It must be fine. It must be fine. Hey, you're supposed to be a kicking guy, aren't you? Like, the hard thing is pivoting on the leg, not throwing the kick, because you're not putting any pressure on the leg when you're throwing the kick. Like, anybody knows that. And then he finally mentions it in the end of round 4. He's like, well, actually, it's the pivoting on it that would hurt him. And I'm like, why didn't you shut up about it for 3 rounds? Like, I don't know.
I don't like to tell people like when they're not doing their job very well and when it's like in a public setting, but this was,
trash. This was trash commentary. And like Paul Felder,
he seemed better
days. He was trying. No, he was trying to like get shit back on track.
Yeah.
And, like
Paul Felder,
like
so good.
Not shit on Rogan, while also just trying to like actually call the action as he saw it. But he was much quieter in this fight than he was in a lot of the other fights, because I think Rogan just took over.
There was a very heavy Jon Jones bias in this commentary. From Rogan.
Creams for Jones.
Yeah, and I'm trying to not lead with underdog bias, because I was kind of rooting for Santos. But yeah, it was very heavy, very, very heavy.
No, it's not even underdog bias. Like, it was a close fight, even if Santos couldn't stand in the pocket for more than 3 seconds because of his knee, and couldn't throw any right kicks. It's like all he really had was 3 to 4 punch combinations and a left.
Yo, you cut out a lot.
Yeah, looks like you were trying to sing some techno song.
Okay, fuck it. No, I was saying, Santos's knee also compromised his ability to stand in the pocket, because he had to kind of explode over that range. He would take an explosive step forward, then have to stop himself so he could sit down in the pocket, and every time that happened, you could see him sort of wobble on his leg, because he couldn't stay planted for long combinations. And he still made it a close fight.
Yeah. And
all he really had was quick counter combinations and a left kick for half the fight.
Yeah. An aborted kickboxing game plan is what to us beat Jon Jones.
Yeah, because everyone knows Jackson Wink, they're good at game planning, and they're good at making well-rounded fighters who excel, especially it seems in the clinch. But the striking fundamentals aren't really there most of the time.
May I say something?
How many Jackson Wink fighters who started and trained for a long time with Jackson Wink show good fundamentals?
None. I'm going to say this. Allow me to say something. I have this idea that people that started out with them, you have these fighters, right? And you give them this, assuming you're Jackson Wink, you give them this wonky assortment of tools. And I say wonky because these are not traditional tools. These are strange things, right? And once you get them good at those, then you build these fantastic game plans. But the tools are still fucking wonky. And I think the best strikers that have come out of there, as far as I can remember, have been Cub Swanson and Carlos Condit. And I can think of anybody else because Donald Cerrone has been doing his thing for a long time.
So what you're saying is people who have like immense durability.
Yeah, pretty much. You bank on their durability, and then you bank on their physicality, their athleticism, and then you build fantastic game plans around those wonky tools. And that's kind of what they've been doing. But but that's my read of this. Like, what are you guys like? Does that make sense to you?
Yep. However, we do need to move on. Thiago Santos 125.
Yeah, to another Jackson Wink. Yeah, 125, same.
Second, we're gonna move on to the co-main event: Amanda Nunes versus Holly Holm.
Another Jackson Wink.
I told you all. Don't fucking doubt.
No, we all picked.
Not
we.
you.
I did.
Collective y'all. I told you that, guys. I told everybody. Amanda Nunes is gonna fuck Holly Holm up. Nobody listens to me. Done.
I listened to
you. Via head kick and punches in the first round. She's now beaten every single title holder of the UFC bantamweight title. The UFC, like, that's crazy. She's the champ. She's undoubtedly the women's mixed martial arts GOAT. She's on an 8-fight win streak with only 2 of those going to decision. I mean, fuck. Like, her hit list is Holm, Cyborg, Shevchenko twice, Rousey, Tate, like GDR.
But it's not the same.
And then at a lower level, you got like McMahon, Pennington. Fuck, like she's just got a fucking hit list.
Also, let me just say, let me just say that I feel vindicated because Jackson Wink chose the game plan that I outlined, except for the Kias. They chose the exact game plan. The Holly holding back, trying to land that sort of intercepting left straight punch for most of the fight. And then when she uncorks it, she throws it so lazily. And then she changes her mind and lifts her leg and then gets kicked. Like, she did not commit to the punch, but you can see that she's looking for to intercept Amanda at every point of the fight. You can see her loading up her left hand. Didn't I say that? And then when she's like, I'm gonna throw it, I'm kind of have my arm like outstretched. I'm just gonna kick again, kinda. Oh shit, I got kicked.
What? Yeah.
No, that's what happened. Like, I feel vindicated because y'all gave me a bunch of shit for that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
During the last episode of the podcast, you said, how does Holly Holm win this fight? And I said, you bank on this and this and this and this in order to win, because those are the tools that you have. And then Bilal was like, oh, so you have to go do this one thing that you never do. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you do. And that's what they did. And did it work out? Nope. But they did what I said they would do.
So your idea for winning the fight was to do X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
They did that, and she got knocked out in the first round.
Yes, and I feel great.
And that makes you feel vindicated.
Yes, because I was right.
We're going to leave that. No. No, you weren't.
No, I was right.
It means.
No, it means
you said, how do you win this fight? Not how do you get knocked out in the first round. And
No. I remember, I did not pick Holly to win the fight. I picked Amanda. What I said is, what you can do to win this fight is this, because that's what you can do. And they went for it.
No, he's saying that was wrong, but he's saying that is what he thought their coaches would think would be the right answer, and it would still be wrong, because also what he mentioned, he's saying was that Holm isn't that sort of a striker, and to suddenly change up how you fight just for a single fight is probably not that good an idea, unless you're like some sort of GSP who can just switch it on and off.
Well, that's why. Like, I mean, she didn't do what I recommended, which I think would have been a better game plan.
She kind of did.
No, she did not shoot a single takedown for one.
No, she tried, but she held on. She held on.
You clinched by accident, man.
No, they clinched like
She
twice
clinched
or
because
twice.
Amanda came forward. She clinched because Amanda clinched by accident.
think she
That's,
can-
But
that's why
like
that clinch
it's
happened.
you do realize a lot of Holmes clinching is sort of by accident. Like
Yeah.
Yes, but at least when
I won't call it a proper accident. It's just that she rushes forward, and whenever someone stands in the doesn't move back, like they
It's
clinch,
a proper
and
accident.
that's that.
I think that what I'm saying is that Holm didn't create any sort of like Holm only did a little bit of making Amanda Nunes uncomfortable. And we saw that in the clinch when
Yeah.
she tried to take Holm down and didn't work. I don't understand why Holm didn't force the action in the clinch.
She maximized her chances, dude. Like in this case, what more can you ask for?
I don't agree. I don't think standing on the outside with Amanda Nunes is maximizing your.
No, she did not stand just on the outside. She was kicking her legs, just like you said she should.
In the beginning, when
No, like
Nunes
how I said she should. Just
Hold
love
on.
tap her legs on the outside the entire fight.
We all said that.
Yeah, I know, but
get to the fourth round.
Okay.
But if you remember, hold on, towards the end of the fight when she got head kicked into next week, she stopped kicking as much because she was getting pushed back. And she
I know, but only so much you can do when you're getting your head, your fucking face bashed in.
You have to make Nunes uncomfortable, and Holly Holm doesn't strike well enough to make Amanda Nunes, who's a better striker, come at me. If anybody disagrees with that, Amanda Nunes is a better striker than Holly Holm. You're not going to make her uncomfortable, especially because you don't hit as hard. So you need to do something else. She didn't look comfortable.
No, of course you need to do something else. The problem is that Disney Jackson Wink,
and she didn't look comfortable in the scramble, which is something I specifically said. Force Amanda to have clinches and scrambles on the ground. That's where you're going to get her to be uncomfortable. She only did it once, and it wasn't by choice. So
no, I mean, but that goes back to what I said about Jackson Wink. They these wonky tools, and then they gave them like this very optimized game plan for those wonky tools. But she doesn't have like the normal technical development of a kickboxer, and then she doesn't have the durability anymore to take the shots. Or you know what? I don't think even having a great durability would help you there, because she got her head fucking caved in.
Yeah, that was bad.
She ate a foot, and she fell. And then
I think it's very cute. I think it's very ironic and cute that Holly Holm got knocked the fuck out by a vicious head kick, which is what everyone was saying. Like, Amanda Nunes might get knocked out by Holly Holm's head kick.
No, dude, there were people saying that it was an early stoppage.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves. Like, seriously.
Yeah, did you see? Like, I put a video on Slack on the aftermath when she's trying to get up and she cannot. Like, she's falling over all over herself.
Knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, and the ref is trying to hold her up. Like, that fight was stopped properly. In fact, it was probably stopped late.
Yeah. I don't know about late. It was like one or two punches maybe followed up. Like, I don't even know about that. Like, I wouldn't call that late.
I think no, I mean, I'm not chastising him, because I can see that the work he's doing is hard, but like one or two punches maybe snuck in that shouldn't have, because he was too slow to get in there. That's what I'm saying.
I think he was just like, I don't know. I'm not gonna go crazy on that one. We're gonna move on though, because there's really not that much to talk about here. Nunes is the GOAT. I don't know who's next for her, but I guess
Cyborg.
No, de Randamie.
No. Well, okay. No, de Randamie is next week. Actually, she's fighting Aspen Ladd.
I know. We're gonna get there. I'm saying if she beats Ladd, I don't see who else there is. Like, she's kind of
no one.
And if Ladd beats BDR, I guess let Ladd get her ass kicked by Nunes. Jorge Masvidal knocked out Ben Askren in 5 seconds with flying knee.
You were wrong about this.
Jorge.
Wait.
Jorge.
Yes, Jorge Masvidal. Sorry. Jorge Masvidal beat Ben Askren. I mean, there's really only one thing to say, and that's to just wrestlers in general: stop fucking shooting takedowns when people are throwing flying knees.
It doesn't, especially if you get your face kicked.
like leading with your head into one of the hardest single strikes that could possibly be thrown in MMA.
Yeah, like
period. Probably not the best idea. Here's a better idea. Step to the side of the incoming linear strike while the guy's in midair and can't change directions or back up. I understand.
That's not the most dangerous. Because no. So okay. So Conor versus Khabib. Actually, Khabib versus anyone where he shoots a low single. You watch the way he moves his head. It always goes to the outside of the lead leg, which means that you can't throw a power uppercut and you can't throw a power knee very easily to catch him. At most, it'll hit his shoulder, right? And I think even Weidman mentioned this after he got KO'd by Romero, that you're supposed to shoot on the outside of the lead leg to kind of minimize the risk. What Askren did wasn't that, and that's not even the only way you can try to minimize. Like, you can go for a high double where you shoot your head at chest level, so that if it does hit you, you're not fully ducking into it. But instead, he just kind of put his face at the level.
Here's the thing. Why the hell would you risk that when you can literally
move to the side?
I'm just going to not be there.
Just move to the side.
Like, even what you're saying, which is true, there are modified takedown attacks, and the way you take down people can be. First of all, that's not necessarily true. You don't always shoot with your head outside. It depends on the shot and how you're shooting, and from the distance and the type of takedown you're going for. Not true. Yes, there are head outside singles. The double, you're going to have your head on the outside, but again, like it's all relative to the positioning of you versus your opponent. And also, if it's a reactive shot, you're not necessarily going to be thinking about that. So again, just get out of the way.
Yeah, don't be there, people. Don't be
there.
No.
I'm talking with the assumption that Askren just shot in the spur of the moment and didn't really think of setting it up. He just shot.
I know.
If he had added those in to his,
I get everything you're saying. I'm saying just stop. Just like train in a slight instinct to like, hey, flying knee, don't duck into it.
Yeah, if a dude starts sprinting at you,
much easier. Like you can more easily train that when someone's throwing a flying knee to just sidestep, then you can train to, like, if the guy starts to throw a flying knee, make sure that your double leg or single leg is with your head outside the lead leg at all times. What if the guy throws a flying knee?
No. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is that if you add those things in the event that does happen, you can minimize your chances.
No. Bilal.
Demons.
Sorry, it's so bad. Your demons are just untouchable at this point. They're
unbearable.
Yeah, we can't deal with this.
Right. No, but the thing is, like, if you see a dude sprinting at you, move to the side. Like,
yep, that's pretty much all I was trying to say.
Word of advice.
Masvidal, by the way, there are people saying that Masvidal shouldn't have thrown those strikes after the bell, after he knocked out Askren. With the way
I'm good with those
today, I have no problem with it. Regarding his celebration after the fact, again,
I have no problem with it.
Askren sat there talking shit to him the entire pre lead up to the fight. Whatever.
Yeah, it got really ugly at some point. Like to Masvidal, it was like a racist thing, and then
it got real read or something. I don't know. It's just bullshit. Like, I don't care about that. I do not like that he keeps saying I'm going to hit people outside the octagon. Like, I don't give a fuck about what he's saying.
No, that's nonsense. That's like posturing nonsense.
Talking about assaulting people is just not funny to me. Like, I don't care.
Nah, you know what I'm interested though? What I'm interested is the fact that he could build that speed on 2 steps. That's what interested me of the fight, because we didn't really see much. We saw a guy. They tried 2 things: a flying knee and a takedown. And the flying knee won. The end. That was the fight. But it was interesting to me, the sprint of Masvidal, that he got that kind of speed on 2 steps. Just 2 steps. And he jumped as far as he did and as high as he did.
Oh, yeah, that was a hell of a flying knee. There's really not much else to talk about here, so let's just move on. Jan Blachowicz I like saying Blachowicz, even though I know it's not pronounced right. It's Blachowicz.
Blachowicz, yes.
It's just the way it's spelled, which I love.
Yeah, I know.
Knocked out Luke Rockhold, the left hook.
I love that. Oh. I'm sorry, Luke. I love that. I fucking love that. First of all,
listen. Someone came after me on Twitter for saying that I feel like no one came after me. I take that back. There's a discussion on Twitter.
Someone attacked you.
No, not really. They're like giving me shit for saying that people for saying that you fans saying that fighters maybe should consider retirement is bullshit and they shouldn't and they don't really have a right to. Fuck that. Like, I'm not even saying that. Like I like the guy I'm talking to, so I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way. I do respect their opinion, but just because a fan says a fighter should potentially retire or think about retirement doesn't mean they don't care. They have every right to say whatever they want. Unless you're directly tweeting at the fighter saying, fuck you, you should retire, you bitch. Like, I don't care. Like, you can voice your opinion online. If you think that it's not worth it for a fighter to get shit pay with no benefits,
especially if you already have another gig line,
and then should be stuck with brain damage and their bodies right after. Right. There's no future for them after fighting. So to say that when they're still, I understand like where you're saying like maybe like the fighter doesn't have any options other than fighting. I understand. Like saying a fighter should retire in that sense, I get it. But someone like BJ Penn, who's rich as fuck, shouldn't retire, is stupid. Yeah. Sorry, and saying you don't have a right to say. Yeah, I do have a right to say whatever the fuck I want, first of all. Secondly, you don't have a right to tell me what I can or can't say. That's second. So you're doing exactly like fuck you for that shit. Like again, no disrespect.
I heard like a take, right? I think it was Saint Simon who said that he was.
It was Zane. That's what prompted the discussion.
Oh yeah, he told you that?
No, it wasn't Zane. I'm talking about.
Okay, what's there like? Yeah, I can see his argument. Yeah.
What I'm saying is that Luke Rockhold, in particular, is one person who I said I think should consider retirement. Why? Because he's still young. Okay, he's still got his looks. He's still got his
health hair for the most
part. He's got other things going for him. He's a model. He has the ability to utilize his fighting career and his looks to do well in a world that's not going to cause him.
Also, let me rate.
Why would you destroy your face?
Like, not just your face, like your entire body, because Rockhold's problem seems to be a pervasive case of bad health. Like he walked into this fight with a staph infection. Okay, so he was probably on antibiotics.
For sure was. Like he had bandages on the staph infection, so like it was fresh enough that obviously
it happened again.
And in addition to that, he's still suffering from the same issues stylistically that he suffered through his whole career.
Yeah.
And now he got knocked out again with a broken jaw.
That's what you get for talking shit to a man, telling him he has small feet. Well, he told Blachowicz that he had, so that's what you get. Don't get dick.
I didn't know that, nor do I.
Yeah.
What? Anyway, so yeah, like. Look, I don't know what Rockhold needs to do, but he definitely needs to take time off to work on his defensive liabilities and reactions. But I don't know if that's going to fix his durability because, talk about how moving up can help your durability, but it didn't. He got rocked at the end of round one. Granted, the slightly after the bell, but he did throw the
I can say this.
He threw the kick before the bell rang, so I can't even be mad about that.
No, I don't even mind that. No. I can give him one more fight. Before saying I'm not interested in watching him anymore.
No, I'm not saying I'm not interested in watching him, and I would watch every Luke Rockhold fight because, quite frankly, they're all violent, regardless of the outcome. So,
yeah, well,
I'm saying like he's exciting. It's always exciting, and there's always like a crazy finish, pretty much.
I know. No.
I don't know what the last. When was the last time Rockhold's been to a decision?
Shit, I don't remember, man. Striker.
Tim Kennedy?
I think
or Jacare? No, I think Jacare was after Kennedy. Before Kennedy. So it's Tim Kennedy.
He also makes it very, very
and 2012. He hasn't been to a decision. He hasn't been to a decision since 2012.
Never admitted he lost that fight, which is funny to me.
Yeah, he definitely lost that fight. Also, Rockhold's record since that fight is 6-4. Sorry,
Just 10 fights
6-4.
since.
Yeah, since 2012. I don't see the point in him continuing. He does make decent money for a fighter, but it's not a lot. I think he made like 3. No,
I don't know. But for me, the thing with Rockhold is that I can give him one more fight. Like to see
he needs to take a big step down. Like really, he does.
Yeah, a massive step down. But he also said going into this fight that he was here only for the big show. He didn't want to take like fights that are beneath his station, so to speak. I think that
he made 200K.
Yeah, chances are he retires because he won't want to fight people that are lower ranked than him. Also, like his health, like he needs to get it together. Like he clearly was not okay. And also, I think he was hit with a punch to the back of the head before he even got hit with the kick.
What?
I think Blachowicz hit him by accident to the back of the head. Like the way Rockhold was moving his head, like he threw, I think it was a left hook.
He threw a right hand, not a right.
The right hand? Was right hand? Yeah. Why is my brain flipping it? Anyways, I think it grazed him on the back of the head, and then came the kick.
Yeah, like, he landed the head kick over the right hand.
Yeah, and I think that that's what fucked him up. Like that punch and then the kick. Fine, but yeah, like I don't know what to say. Like it's fun because you can root against him, and he's always like this very compelling like caricature to root against. But you have to start worrying about his health because he does have other options, as you mentioned. I mean, I hope he thinks about it. Because if I see another Luke Rockhold fight like this, honestly, I'm not interested in watching this guy. Like, it's been too long. Like, you got in your brain, like, what? What happened?
I'm looking at the scorecards for the Jones fight. So the judge who gave it to Thiago Santos gave him round 4. And
what the fuck?
So did one of the other judges. I don't understand.
Even when you're right, you're wrong.
And one of the judges, and only one of the judges gave him round 5.
Oh my god!
And they were all different. Okay, so 2 judges. The judges scored it for Santos gave it him round 4. One of the judges who scored it for Jones gave Santos round 4, and one of the judges who scored it for Jones gave round 5 to Santos. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway.
Oh man, I mean, even when you're right, you're wrong.
I don't understand.
Anyway,
flip weird ass scorecards.
No. Anyways, Rockhold, take it easy, man.
Yeah, and what did Jon do right? Pretty much what he needed to do. The dude just kind of like he
pocket boxing.
Early kick storm. He weathered that early kick storm. He did a great job stopping the takedown. It was nice to see Rockhold shoot, but he didn't get it. And you'd think he'd have better wrestling considering who he's been training with for his entire goddamn career.
The problem is that
he looked massive.
I know, and he was saying all week, "I feel better, man. I feel better."
Probably did.
All rehydrated, and I'm sure he did. It's just that when you get fucking clipped and then kicked, and then you have your yaw shut in with a punch, that shit fucks you up.
Yep. So I guess we'll move on to the last fight of the main card. From here, Jan Blachowicz, good shit.
Like your pocket boxing. It was there when he fought Gus.
Yeah,
and it was here also. Like the guy can crack, man. Like he's fun.
He's very meat and potatoes, just not very good. But like for light heavyweight, he's great. Right now, I want to see like after this fight card, the things I want to see is a Thiago Santos rematch with Jon Jones, which obviously is not happening.
Yeah, you know what I want to see? I want to see Diego retire because I have no intention of watching him.
Hold on. I want to see Jan have a. If Gustafsson is done and Cormier is done with heavyweight, if they're both done with heavyweight, that means the light heavyweight, the number 1 and number 5 ranked guys are not really there. So we have number 1 being ranked Thiago Santos, number 2 is Smith, number 3 is Reyes, number 4 is Jan Blachowicz, and number 5 is Volkan Oezdemir. So I'd say match up Thiago Santos with Corey Anderson, or Anthony Smith with Corey Anderson. And then, holy shit, after that, it's Latifi and Teixeira. Oh, my God. This is so bad. I don't know. Fuck, I'm not going to bother with this shit. This is bad. Maybe match up Rakic with... you know what? Match up Rakic with Jan.
Yeah.
Match up Rakic with Jan.
That looks fun.
I'm down for that because if Jan could beat Rakic and then come back and... If Jan... I would say if Jan fights Smith and beats him, throw him in there with Jones. Just get it over with. And I think it would be be also a really close fight that everyone would be annoyed about. All right.
Not if Jones gets to grapple.
Yeah, maybe. Diego Sanchez got completely and totally outclassed on the ground by Michael Chiesa, who looked like he was a middleweight next to Diego.
Yes. Well, how was he?
I normally don't care for like the size shit, like when they talk about the size difference, but yeah, he looked a full.
Yeah, but these guys were grappling. So
yeah, Chiesa, like somebody said that they could see Diego Sanchez giving Maya problems on the ground, which is just. I hope
no. No. It's a different kind of grappling.
Yeah, Diego had nothing for him, and Chiesa just completely outclassed him. 30-26 is probably the wrong scorecard.
Yeah.
It's probably be like a 30-24.
I agree.
Honestly. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say if you really want to.
Yeah, don't go through with a fucking contest.
Chiesa just fucked Diego Sanchez up on the ground, which is really impressive. Like, because usually when Sanchez loses, it's on the feet. So to see him get completely outclassed on the ground is really impressive, actually. Because there's one thing Diego still does have, it's his grappling.
No, but
and he got completely outclassed.
Okay, no. He looked super slow. Super slow.
Just everything is caught up with him. He's done. Like he really.
Yeah, I have no interest in watching another Diego Sanchez fight. Now, I think you should retire. If people tell me you're being an asshole for saying this, look, he's taking a lot of damage. And this is the fucking tragedy, man, because he correctly, like, pinpointed the issues that he was having training at Jackson Wink.
Yeah, but just like 10 years too late.
Yeah, and now what do you do? How do you fix them? Clearly not going with a fucking cultist that takes whore baths behind fucking rocks and then like makes, imagine your body is filled with soap, and then he starts like fucking, I don't know, whatever the fuck cats do when they're trying to bathe themselves. He was doing that on video, and he's like naked and moving his arms and shit, like in his fucking cultist video, recruitment, whatever. Like, it's horrible, it's horrifying. And how the fuck did Diego fall in there? Well, you have to know Diego Sanchez for that to make sense. And trust me, it makes sense. But I don't know what you do with Diego now, because clearly he's aware that he has some technical deficits, but he's too far along in his career that he does not have the durability to try and fix them. Okay? So he has to rely on his grappling, but he's slow now. He's not good like as he used to be. So what do you do with him? Seriously, what do you do with him? Do you parry him around like you did with BJ Penn so that he can get more fucking CTE? I don't think so. Like, I don't want to watch that anymore. And fucking Dana White came out saying, yeah, he looked good. What the fuck? No, he did not look good. He looked slow, and his fucking training. Did you? I'm going full ban now. I'm raging now. Like, did you even listen to his fucking cultist in the corner? Like, he survived? Just fucking platitudes. Go hard, Diego. go 100%. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's doing 150% with this fucking huge man on the ground, and he clearly ain't winning. And there's no humility to this asshole also. Like, if you read, like, some pieces, like, I think it was an MMA Junkie, like, this motherfucker has no humility at all, and he stepped in there, like, with a dude's lives in his hands, and he fucking shat the bed. That motherfucker shouldn't be there. Like, I hope people just forget about this motherfucker. I hope this is the last time we ever mention him. Fucking Ken Fabia, fuck you. And I'm done.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay because he fucked my dude up.
Yeah. Not really much to add to that. That rounds out the main card. Just a quick rundown of the. You want to do a quick rundown of the other card because we just want to mention that Arnold Allen is basically is just a younger Rory McDonald, and Gil Melendez is pretty much done. His reflexes were gone. He really didn't have much.
Everything was done.
But yeah, Arnold Allen. His problem is going to be that he really doesn't seem to have much stopping power.
Like Rory. Well,
like Rory.
It is less than Rory.
Rory had more stopping power than
He has less stopping power than Rory.
But yeah, he definitely, like, from the way he moved, the way he threw his strikes, his combinations that he chose to throw, he really looks a lot like. He even kind of looks like Rory.
I located one thing he doesn't do like Rory. In that, no, he chooses to throw a leading left hand that is isolated from everything else. He did it like twice. And I thought, oh, Firas is going to go after that.
But yeah, Jesus Christ. Vera won by submission after,
he fought the Flower Man. The guy,
short notice guy, Nolan Hernandez. The Claudio just.
Oh man, that fight made me nuts
by decision. Because. I mean, like, people keep sleeping on
Natalya. No, but
they keep thinking she's
done. Gave that. No. It's not that about the level. Clearly, Gadelia has. I'm not gonna say regress, but she's not what she used to be. And Randa Marcos gave that fight away because she clearly realized sometime during the first round that if she was to win this fight, she had to get hit. And because she needed to, because every time she made the adjustment to jump in, she would have some success. Like, if you watch the numbers, I think at least the ones they reported after the fight, they were kind of close-ish, but Gadelia had to win a clear decision. But Gadelia was leading this really low output, like low energy.
She outstruck her almost 2-1.
Yeah.
The first round was the only really close one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the hard shots.
I mean, Randa doesn't have power and Claudia does.
That's the problem.
Right, but that's my point. Like you can't... Look, first of all, Randa's not a high IQ fighter. Randa is not a high IQ fighter, in my opinion. I feel like she fights a lot using kind of like if you game plan with her, she could follow a game plan, but I don't think she makes adjustments well in fights.
No, she doesn't. No, but I don't think. Well, in general, like, I don't use IQ because it's like this really like broadly defined concept. It's like ring generalship. Like, it's the MMA's version of ring generalship.
Listen, looking at her record, she really doesn't beat people who are like Gadelia. The closest was Carla Esparza, and that was a split decision.
Yeah, but I thought she won.
Also does 0 damage in her fights for the most part.
Yeah. She's fighting Grasso in Mexico. I like that fight because Grasso can't lose.
Yeah. Song Yadong defeated Alejandro Perez.
No, don't tell me. That fight was fucking tears for me.
I'm sorry.
If your dude is gonna lose, you best hope he doesn't lose that way. And then they kept fucking repeating that 360 shot view and then the punch. Man. And then I kept fighting the KO everywhere on Twitter and was like, oh, fuck.
Shabazian choked out Jack Marshman in just over a minute. Not shocking. Chance for counter. I'm not sure.
Rank country.
defeated Ismail Nurdiev.
How can you pronounce this?
Surprised by that? I expected Nurdiev.
No. It's more important. How can you not pronounce this if this is in English? Can you have trouble? Run Country?
Run Country is not an English name.
No, but it's like...
Just because he's American doesn't mean that name is of English.
The phonetics match. Run Country.
Run Country is definitely French in origin, I would say.
Yeah, the English is a lot in common with French, dude.
So it doesn't mean that. Listen, I don't know how he pronounces it, so I didn't pronounce it. I don't know how he pronounces it.
Run Country.
Okay, now I know how he pronounces it, so it's easy to pronounce. Run Country. It's not hard. It's just that I didn't know the pronunciation. So he beat Nurdiev. I'm shocked. Not shocked, but I'm impressed that he did so. I did not expect it. I thought Nurdiev, after his performance over Michel Prazeres, that we would really see something here, but like, no. And
no, we saw something. He has talent, and he has an upside. And how do you say?
He got
he has a...
I don't know. He got 10-8 on one of the scorecards. So
No, but he's super young. He's super young, so it's fine. He did okay.
I still expected to win, so I'm surprised. That's all.
I don't be an asshole. Like, the guy did okay. He lost.
I'm saying I expected a win. That's all. And
Stop it.
Julia Avila dominated Penny Kianzad.
Julia Avila, but yeah. I mean,
good for her.
I actually thought she would finish her. But Avila is fun. She's fun because she has enough ability on the feet, but enough like lack of awareness that it doesn't hamper her like enthusiasm to dole out damage.
I really want to just say she did a really good job in the clinch, and that's what I was most impressed by.
Yeah,
she landed a lot of good shots and strikes, and she was constantly looking to do damage in those spots.
So, yeah, but did you listen to the commentary?
No, I don't do that.
Oh boy! Like Rogan was saying that she had very sharp technique, referring to her boxing.
Says that about anybody. So
any striker that lands two shots together,
has great technique.
It's almost like immediately like it has like sharp technique. Like this girl is not doing like what Alexa Grasso did to Kowalkiewicz. Like no, that's not sharp technique. Like in her defense is not great, but again, like she's fun. She's fun to watch, and she's like a jiu-jitsu brown belt, so she's gonna give.
We gotta move on. We really need to move on. This is not a fight I'm spending any more time on.
Yeah, but she's Mexican, so shut up. She's fun. Watch her.
We gotta move on.
Raging Panda, watch her. She's fun. She's a
geologist. Is fighting Aspen. I'm gonna mute you. I swear.
Wait, stop. No, she's a geologist, so I have to stand for my fellow. I have to stand for my fellow academics.
If she doesn't open up the prelim card, we can talk about her next time. GDR is fighting Aspen Ladd. Slightly more important fight.
Isn't though? Not in my heart. No, it's not.
De Randamie is fighting Aspen Ladd. Ladd's been she was supposed to fight Holly Holm. But instead she's now fighting, GDR.
When
she's coming off the fight of the night.
She's not breaking up union. She's getting good win.
She's coming off the fight with Sijara Eubanks, her knockout win over Tanya Evinger. She's on a 4-fight win streak, and 2 of those fights are Sijara Eubanks. So
no, I mean,
listen. She's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not sure if GDR is going to show. I don't know if she's going to be able to take out Germaine. I mean, that size difference.
Okay, I'll say this. If she cannot take Germaine down, she's effed.
Fucked.
If she can't take her down,
she's fucked.
Well, Germaine is effed.
Then we have a fight going on. But again, Aspen Ladd.
Germaine ain't getting
level?
up. If Ladd takes her down, she ain't getting up.
Is Aspen a much better takedown artist?
I don't know who you're gonna say, but no, she's good. She's kind of like
she got a bunch of takedowns on Eubanks, but Eubanks is not exactly.
No. She's kind of like Rockhold if he was like a just come forward puncher in that.
I just don't know if she can get Germaine down.
Germaine has progressed
really seen Germaine
since Nunes beat the crap out of her.
Fucked up on the ground.
What?
Yeah, like
No.
did Holly take her down at all? I don't think so. Did she get it? No, she hasn't been taken down since fighting Amanda.
No, because she's progressed.
Not saying too much because she's only had 4 fights.
No, but it's
then,
it's been a long time.
Whatever.
It's been a long time. She's been putting in the time. So it's like this: if you cannot take her down, you're fucked. And if you can't take her down, shit. It sounds awful. You F her? Nah.
No, dude, Jesus Christ, you fuck her up.
Yeah. Okay.
I think on the feet we're gonna see Germaine. I think we're gonna see de Randamie keep Ladd off her. But I do think we might see Germaine be a little bit hesitant to throw just because of the wrestling. It's a 5-round fight. We haven't seen Ladd in a 5-round fight, but she definitely.
Also, let's say something. Let's mention that because it's important. Ladd just marches forward. She doesn't give a shit. She just marches forward.
Great. Right, but she does hit fucking hard. She's one of the few fighters with legit knockout power.
And she has crazy reach.
Yeah, 71-inch reach.
That's fucked. That's a lot.
I'm gonna pick GDR to win by KO or TKO and probably the third, I would say.
Yeah. Well, only because I'm not.
I think Ladd there for a while. Maybe win some exchanges and get some grappling going, but I don't know if she's going to be able to take out.
Yeah, if she can't take her down, that's all I have to say.
Take her into the waters. If she could take her into rounds 4 and 5, it's possible we could see GDR slow down because she has in the past, but I just don't know. Yeah,
much bigger. She's gonna make you work.
Much bigger than Ladd. So
just throwing punches like de Randamie got tired of punching Holly Holm.
Okay, so Uriah Faber, Ricky Simone. Ricky Simone is not a good striker, and that's generally the type of people who give Uriah Faber issues. And I don't think that that's going to happen here. I know that Faber was retired for the past 2 years, but like. He retired while still competitive at the top. He just wasn't able to beat the elites anymore. Like,
he's been busy.
I think people are going to be shocked when Faber beats Simone.
Yeah, I think it's likely. I think
it'll be a decision. I don't think he'll beat Simone by finish, but yeah. Emmett versus Bektic.
I think Bektic.
I'm going to pick Bektic. I just don't. He's more athletic than Emmett. And
I mean, both are very athletic and very strong.
But I think Bektic is. He's not with ATT anymore. He left. I think he's with TriStar now, right?
Yep, he's with TriStar. I think
both of them beat Lamas, but Lamas he beat by split decision. Actually,
No, but remember,
a lot
like
harder to pick than you want.
No. But Lama wrote it considerably since he fought Bektic.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pick the underdog. I think Emmett's gonna knock out Bektic.
Oh, you asshole! No, I'm gonna go with Bektic. I think he has better wrestling. He has better wrestling. He has better hands. He's slightly a better athlete. Both have been knocked the fuck out really bad, but I think Emmett got knocked out worse. So I'm going with Bektic.
I think he's probably the right call. I'm definitely picking the underdog here. Darius Close is the last fight we're going to talk about. Is this at lightweight? Drakkar Close is this is at lightweight.
This is a fun fight. Because I remember Drakkar Close.
It's going to be interesting. It's not necessarily going to be fun. It'll only be fun if Darius pushes the action, I think.
No. Remember how Drakkar Close fought Lando Banada?
Yeah.
He was pushing the action.
Yeah, but then did you remember how he fought Bobby Green?
Yeah. But Dariush, what kind of fight is he going to get out of Dariush? Dariush is kind of like
Dariush usually pressures, so that's why I'm expecting it. Can Dariush take the punches anymore? I don't know, but I think that Close is also a good neutralizer. So I'm curious how the grappling exchanges would go. I'm gonna pick Dariush by UD. But I wouldn't be shocked if Close actually KOs him.
I'm going with Drakkar Close.
That's fair. I totally understand that, and I might change my pick going forward, but that's my initial reaction. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. Thank you all for joining us. Pleasure as always.
Bilal disappeared. He's happy also, wherever he is.
I have to go do dad things. So thank you all so much for joining us. Like I said, follow us on all the shit. And Alejandro, say goodbye.
Hasta luego.